Have you ever noticed this one change in a senior? And then, within a year, they were gone. It's something so subtle, most families miss it. But after nearly 40 years as a geriatric physician, I can tell you, this harmless shift is often the last warning before the body begins to shut down. I remember a woman named Margaret, 82 years old, still independent, still sharp. But one morning she called my office and said, "Doctor, I don't feel like making breakfast anymore." It seemed minor, just a little fatigue, maybe a little sadness. We talked. We laughed. A month later, she had stopped walking to the mailbox. 2 months in, she stopped dressing herself. 6 months later, she was in a nursing home. And by month 10, she was gone. Not because of disease, not because of a fall, but because of what happened that day. She stopped getting up for breakfast. In this video, I'm going to share with you the silent moment that marks the beginning of the final year for so many elderly people, and how to recognize it before it's too late. Because if you catch this one shift early, you just might add years to their life. Let's begin. So, what is it? What is the one moment that changes everything? It's not a heart attack. It's not a cancer diagnosis. It's when an elderly person stops initiating movement. I'm not talking about skipping a walk or having a lazy day. I mean the day they no longer choose to move on their own. No getting up when there's steps. No walking just because. No simple acts like watering a plant or opening a window without being prompted. We call this volitional movement decline. It sounds small, but it's actually the first domino. Once the will to move fades, the body interprets that as, "I'm not needed anymore." You see, after 70, your muscles don't just respond to exercise, they respond to purpose. Your nervous system stays alive through intention. Your balance is preserved by choice. But the moment your brain no longer sends the signal, "Let's stand up," your body starts preparing for long-term rest. Permanent rest. Let me give you an example. Mr. Howard, 85, used to make coffee every morning at 6:30 a.m. Like clockwork. 1 week, he skipped it. "I just don't feel like it today," he told his daughter. The next day, same thing. Within 2 weeks, he was eating breakfast in bed. Within a month, he wasn't getting out of bed without help. Within 3 months, he had full-time home care. Within 11 months, he passed away. Peacefully, quietly. But faster than anyone expected. What changed? He stopped engaging with the day. Research backs this up. A large 2017 study from Japan followed 2,800 seniors over 75. The moment daily volitional movement dropped, meaning they no longer got up to do simple tasks without assistance, mortality rates doubled within 12 months. This isn't just about exercise, it's about identity. When an older adult stops initiating movement, it signals a psychological withdrawal. It often comes after a minor illness, a fall, or even a comment like, "You don't need to do that anymore, Dad. Let me handle it." And that's the danger. The body listens to what the mind tells it. If the message becomes, "I'm not needed," the systems begin winding down. Appetite fades. Muscle atrophies. Balance deteriorates. Sleep becomes fragmented. The immune system slows. And within months, the physical decline looks like a disease. But it's not. It's disuse. That's why this moment is so important. It's not dramatic. It's not loud. It often comes with a phrase like, "I'm just tired," or "There's nothing I need to do today," or the worst one, "What's the point?" If someone you love has said that lately, this may be their signal, and yours. But here's the hope. This process can be interrupted. Even one small act, getting up to pour a glass of water, stepping outside for 5 minutes, walking to the mailbox, can send the message, I still choose to move. I still choose life. And in many cases, that alone can add months, sometimes even years, to their timeline. So now that you understand what this moment is, in the next section, let's look at the signs that this shift has already begun and what you can do to stop it. It almost never starts with something big. In fact, by the time a senior ends up in the hospital or moves into a nursing home, the real warning signs showed up months earlier, in ways so quiet, so ordinary, they barely raised concern. Let me show you what to look for. If you can catch these in time, you can often reverse the entire course. 1. I don't feel hungry. This is usually the first change, long before they stop moving. Meals that once brought joy now feel like a chore. They skip lunch. They pick at dinner. They say things like, I just want toast, or food tastes different lately. What's happening? Their digestive system is slowing, not because of a disease, but because the body is conserving energy. It no longer prioritizes digestion when it senses that movement and engagement are declining. The danger? Loss of appetite quickly becomes loss of strength. And once muscle mass starts to shrink, so does resilience. 2. I'll just stay in bed a little longer. Rest is healthy, unless it replaces action. Many seniors start sleeping later. They nap more often. At first you think, they're just relaxing. They deserve it. But when mornings stretch into afternoons and pajamas become the default outfit, something deeper is going on. The body is turning inward. The will to engage with the outside world is fading. This isn't just fatigue. It's withdrawal. 3. They stop making small decisions. A subtle but powerful sign. They no longer choose what to eat, what to wear, or what to do. They say, whatever's easiest, or you decide. They stop initiating plans or routines. Why is this important? Because every small decision tells the brain, I still matter. I still act. When decision-making fades, so does identity, and the body soon follows. 4. I haven't been outside in a while. Days pass without stepping out. Curtains stay drawn. They don't check the mailbox. The garden goes untouched. This may seem harmless, but sunlight, fresh air, even a change in temperature all stimulate the nervous system. Without these signals, the body drifts into a quieter, slower rhythm, one that mimics hibernation. In older adults, that kind of slowing down is often the beginning of the end. 5. Emotional flattening. They don't smile as much, don't ask questions. Conversations get shorter. Eye contact drifts. They're not sad, but they're not engaged either. Just quiet. This isn't depression, it's psychological disengagement, a slow letting go of the world. Many families mistake it for moodiness or personality change, but it's the soul's way of saying, I'm starting to detach. If you're seeing even one of these signs, especially after an illness, surgery, or a fall, don't wait. That's the window. That's when you still have the power to change the outcome. And the solution isn't complicated. It's not pills or procedures. It's presence, movement, light, encouragement. A reason to get up in the morning, even a small one. Because when an elder feels like their body is giving up, what they need most is someone reminding them, you still matter. Your story isn't done yet. Coming up next, let's talk about what happens after this shift begins, and why time suddenly starts moving faster than anyone expects. Once that silent shift begins, when an older person stops choosing to move, stops engaging, stops initiating. Everything else begins to unravel. And it often happens faster than you expect. At first, it's just a few things. They get winded walking across the room. Their balance feels a little off. You notice their clothes fit looser, their steps get smaller, their voice softer. But by the third or fourth month, it's no longer subtle. They begin sleeping longer, sometimes 14 to 16 hours a day. Appetite fades. They may eat one small meal, maybe two, if prompted. Constipation sets in. Their skin becomes fragile, their nails brittle. The sparkle in their eyes? Gone? The muscles shrink rapidly, especially in the legs. They begin relying on furniture to stand, then a cane, then a walker. And if they fall, which many do around month 5 or 6, everything accelerates. Falls often lead to hospitalization, and hospitals, despite their care, are not kind to the elderly. Just 3 nights in a hospital bed can erase months of strength. Immobility sets in. The body deconditions. Confusion worsens. By month 7 or 8, infections start appearing. A simple UTI, a respiratory bug, a bed sore that doesn't heal. The immune system, once able to bounce back, now struggles. Recovery that once took days now takes weeks, if it happens at all. You might also see cognitive shifts. They forget names. They pause mid-sentence. One day, they know what month it is. The next, they ask what year. This isn't dementia, it's decline. The brain is conserving what little energy it has left. Then comes the fatigue, the real kind, where even sitting up becomes exhausting, where chewing a meal feels like work, where talking takes too much out of them. By this point, many families still don't realize what's happening. They think mom's just slowing down, that maybe she needs vitamins or therapy or a change of scenery. But this isn't a temporary dip. This is the body unwinding. And the truth is, once this decline gains momentum, it rarely stops. There's often a moment around month 9 or 10 that I call the soft exit. They stop getting out of bed altogether. They're not in pain, not suffering, just still. They sleep through most of the day. They don't complain. They smile politely. They drift in and out. And one day, they say something like, "I think I'm ready." That's the body talking, not the mind. It's not depression. It's a final settling, a quiet surrender. And that moment is both heartbreaking and profoundly sacred. But here's the part I need you to remember. This entire spiral, this whole cascade, can often be slowed, or even reversed, if you catch it in time. Not with big interventions, but with small, deliberate acts of love. So in the next section, I'll show you exactly how to respond when you notice this shift. What to say, what to do, and how even the simplest routines can breathe life back into a soul that's fading. It's not too late. Not yet. Here's the good news. Even when the decline has begun, even when your loved one has started pulling back, growing quieter, doing less, it's still possible to bring life back into their days. But the window is small, and it requires intention. And no, this doesn't involve big changes. Not hospitals, not medications, not new routines. Just simple, human things. 1. Give them something to choose. Every day. It sounds so small, but it's not. When you offer choice, you offer control. You say, "You still matter." Ask, "Would you like tea or coffee? Do you want to sit by the window or in the kitchen? Which sweater do you feel like wearing today?" These aren't just questions. They're reminders of agency, of identity. And every time they choose, they re-enter life, one micro step at a time. 2. Create one reason to move. Every morning. Not exercise, not therapy. Just one small purpose. A flower to water, a note to write, a window to open, a coffee mug to reach. The body doesn't need much, but it needs something. Movement, even for 30 seconds, reawakens the nervous system. It sends the message, we're still living. Mr. Davis, one of my patients, had been in bed for weeks. We started with just brushing his cat each morning. After a week, he was sitting in a chair. After a month, walking to the porch. He didn't need motivation. He just needed a reason. 3. Bring back rhythm. One of the first things the body loses in decline is structure. So rebuild it. Not rigidly, but gently. Wake up at the same time. Eat meals at predictable hours. Play music in the afternoon. Open the curtains at sunrise. Dim the lights at dusk. These subtle time cues tell the brain there's still a cycle. There's still a pulse to the day. It helps restore sleep, appetite, alertness, even hope. 4. Replace silence with presence. You don't have to talk, but sit with them. Hold their hand. Read to them. Play their favorite old song. Touch their shoulder when you say goodnight. So many seniors decline not because of disease, but because they feel invisible. Your presence says, I see you. I hear you. I'm still here with you. That alone can restart the will to live. 5. Celebrate tiny victories. Did they get out of bed today? Smile at breakfast? Walk 5 steps unassisted? Tell them it matters. Tell them you're proud. Their body hears that. Their mind believes it. And slowly, they begin to believe it too. Most seniors don't die because of one big event. They die because the little things stop. The movement, the choices, the rhythm, the reaching out. And it happens quietly, almost respectfully. Until one day, there's no more tomorrow. No more maybe later. No more we'll try again next week. But it doesn't have to end that way. You don't need to change their whole life. You just need to meet them where they are. Offer them one more reason to stand. One more reason to choose. One more reason to smile. Because when a person, at any age, feels like they still matter, the body listens. And sometimes it answers in the most beautiful way. With one more walk, one more laugh, one more spring morning. So here's my invitation to you. If someone you love has started pulling back, go sit beside them. Don't try to fix them. Just be with them. Touch their hand. Ask them what kind of tea they'd like. Help them open a window. Share a story. And if they smile, even a little, that's your miracle. That's where it begins. Thanks so much for being here with us today. We'd really love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell us one thing you took away from this video and how you're planning to use it in your life. Your thoughts truly matter to us, and reading your comments gives us the energy to keep going. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share it with someone who might need it.